Hello children of Standard 8. Today we are going to take the chapter called Migration. You all might have known what is migration. You might have relatives of yours living in foreign countries. So how can we define migration? We can define migration as the movement of people within a nation. That is, people going from one part of India to another part, and also people going abroad. Abroad means a foreign country. You know, a lot of Malayalis are working in Gulf countries, and they are also called as migrants. A person who migrates is called as a migrant. Types of migration. There are two types of migration. One is internal migration. The other is external migration. Now let's focus on internal migration. Internal means inside the country. That is, people going from one part of the country to another part of the same country is called as internal migration. Internal migration consists of the following types. Rural to urban migration. When people move from villages to cities, it is called as rural to urban migration. Now, why would you would wonder why people should move from rural areas? The basic thing is that there is no jobs in villages, whereas cities have lot of jobs for people. Second is urban to urban migration. When people move from one city to another, it is called as urban to urban migration. This very rarely occurs in today's contemporary world. Rural to rural migration. When people move from one village to another, it is called rural to rural migration. This also occurs very rarely. Urban to rural migration. When people move from cities to villages, it is called urban to rural migration. Sometimes people want to live with nature and its beauty, so that people will like living in villages, and that is called as urban to rural migration. External migration. External migration. When people move from one country to another, it is called as external migration. You know, a lot of Malayalis in Kerala go to the Gulf countries. Why should they go to the Gulf countries? To seek jobs, because they do not have enough jobs in our country. Now, there are two terms connected with external migration. One is emigration. Emigration. The movement of people from their country of origin to another is called as emigration. A person who leaves his own country is called an emigrant. The second term is immigration. The movement of people into a new country is called as immigration. And a person who arrives in the new country is called as immigrant. What are the causes of migration? One is overpopulation. In a country like India, which is the second largest world's population, people are forced to move from their country of origin to new destinations. Second factor is unemployment. Unemployment refers to the lack of finding jobs. Today you know that people working in the IT sector, then in medicine sector, then working in skilled labor in various industries, all of these try to move to other countries because they can easily find their job. Another cause is poverty. Poverty means the state of being poor. Poverty often drives people to countries which have a rich standard of living and a beneficiary social system. If you take the case of America, it has got a high standard of living, and not only that, it has got a social system. That is, when they grow old, when the citizens grow old, there is a provision for them to be looked after by the country itself, and that is called as social security. Religious or social oppression. Oppression means causing trouble to people. You might know, you might have heard of the Rohingya Muslims, who are minorities in their own country, Myanmar. When they were persecuted, they were tortured and abused by the people, by the junta, the military of Myanmar. They were forced to leave their countries and migrate to countries like India and Bangladesh. Next cause is natural disasters. Natural disasters like flood and drought forces people to move to other countries. Drought means wet, dry season when there is famine in the land. That is referred to as drought. Political instability or wars. People move out of a country if the country is in the grip of a civil war. Civil war means a war within the country or having terrorist activities. An example would be Afghanistan.